Yeah, you couldn't even move. You just bumper to bumper. You couldn't find a place to park. You couldn't get out to go eat. And we were hungry and tired. And so we finally found a place to turn around, and we just went back to Pigeon Forge. We went down one side of that, and the other side, every place was filled up. Hi, sweetheart.
How you doing, Grandma? How was your
I'm
trip?
just blowing my horn to
She's
your
telling us
dad.
about it. I'm listening to every word she's saying here.
Yeah, we had a time. Really had a good time.
So did you stay anywhere near Gatlinburg then?
So every place we went in, well, you couldn't go in. They had signs up. No occupants, no vacancies. So we went into the Ramada, and I said, I know, you ain't got no room, but I said, could I just use your toilet? She says, yeah, and she laughed. So when we come out of there, she was talking to Edith, and it was about 7 o'clock then, and she says, you know, she says, I got a room that I take women to when they're in a situation like you are, but I have to stay here till 9 o'clock tonight. And I looked at Edith, and I said, no way, I can't do it. So, she says, I know an elderly lady that does the same thing. If she hasn't already gave it to some ladies, well, I'm sure I can get her for you. Oh, we was tickled. We didn't know we'd get her or not. So we had to go and meet this girl someplace. The granddaughter. The grandmother wasn't at home. And the granddaughter took us to this house. And we slept in one of those great big round beds.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, it was.
But this was in a home?
In a private home. And it was just beautiful. Edith didn't know I was in bed with her. I didn't know she was in bed with me. It was so big. So anyway,
You got to sleep in an 8-foot round bed.
we really lucked out, because the woman that reminded us, I don't know, we probably have to drive back to Huntsville. I said, no way, Edith. I said, we'll just get in the car and go to sleep. And this girl then told us about the week before. She said the highways were lined up with cars, with people sleeping in them. They could not get a place to sleep.
Okay, then.
That was
The next
reason
day,
it was
then,
so bad. It was a closing
Yeah.
of a lot of stuff.
And now the next day, is that when you went to see the Grand Ole Opry there in?
The next day was Sunday.
Yeah.
We had Sunday to kill, but we went to the Ramada to get us a room.
Right
As
first
soon as
time.
the people started clearing out, the girl told us.
Yeah.
So we got a room, and we got to talking to her, and Edith said, is there a tour across the Smokies? And she's always wanted to go across the Smokies, and I never
The
dreamed of
Smokies
going.
are beautiful.
I never dreamed of going. Oh, I got postcards that are just out of this world.
Did you take any pictures? Did you take a camera?
I didn't take the camera. You can buy cards
Yeah.
better than you can take pictures. She took pictures. She's hoping they turn out. So this girl at the Ramada, she says, oh yeah, she says, there's a bus that comes by here every morning, and she says, you'll be down here by 9:30, and you're ready to catch it, and it'll take you on the tour. And he said, well, do we call them up that come from Huntsville and make the reservation? She said, no, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. So 9:30, we got down there. There was another girl there, and Edith told her, said, we're coming to catch that bus that's going out. Oh, she says, they've already called in and told me they're loaded. They won't be here. We was sick. We laid over a whole day just to get to go. And she says, I tell you, I'll call Gatlinburg and see if they got a tour out. And this other girl had told us they don't have no tours from there. I don't know why she told us that. So the guy told her, says, yes, I'll come and get them. And this guy that drove the bus drove all the way over there to Ramada, just picked up Edith and me and back to Gatlinburg and filled his bus. And then we went, we left at noon and went up into the Smokies, and we didn't get back till 5 o'clock. Oh, what a trip. But there was no fog or what,
Yes.
you
Mist,
know,
like,
you could see. And we just tied knots. You could look down and see just where you come from.
Yeah.
And we crossed the North Dakota state line
Yeah.
7 times on
Yeah.
that trip.
Yeah.
And he took us,
Those mountains, yeah.
he took us over into the Cherokee Indian village.
Yeah,
And we got out there, went in, had something to eat, and walked around and seen things. But that was on Sunday, and Saturday was our last day for a show. We didn't get to see an Indian show. But we was really tickled, and she was so happy to get to go up in the Smokies.
The Cherokee Nation is very beautiful. And did you go in those buildings where they give you the history of the Cherokee Nation?
No, they didn't have anything open in.
No.
Just what was on the street. So then we got back from that ride. That was Monday. Well, Sunday, after we couldn't do nothing, and we thought we had our reservations made, I said, well, what are we gonna do today, Edith? And this girl says, why don't you go to Silver Dollar City? And so we said,
That's
yeah,
fun.
that's what we'll do. So this girl said, I tell you what, she said, when you get over there, you tell them that you are visiting people or that you have relatives in Sevierville. And that's where we slept the first night, in Sevierville.
Boy, you're missing.
And, well, look at that pretty baby. He needs a Kleenex.
Carol,
Here.
when they left
What's the
Larson's,
matter with you?
they told them, oh, go on to Gatlinburg, you'll miss it if you don't get to see it.
We did, and when we said, oh, yeah, $2. And what they made that day, went to the hospital. We rode the big train, and we just done everything.
Did you go on where they do the kicking? Did you go to one of the shows there,
Yeah.
where the girl and the guy comes, the lights go out, they shoot at each
Yeah,
other?
we took that show in. And then we went home, went back to Pigeon Forge, and we went to the Grand Ole Opera. Well, the main Ole Opera was closed, but they extended it for 2 weeks on account of the beautiful weather and
Yeah.
people wanting to see it.
Well, you didn't go to the regular Grand Ole Opera in
No,
Nashville.
it was
You went to
Bonnie
the-
Lou
yeah,
and
right.
somebody.
Yeah.
But they had a good show.
Sure.
We enjoyed that.
But you didn't go to Grand Ole Opera in Nashville.
No, I said it was
Oh,
the
wait till you hear about Nashville. I was almost calling you up to come and get me. But anyway, that was on Monday we went to the Smokies. So Tuesday we left, and when we left Letha though, on Friday, we told her that we was headed for Doug's, Florida. Well, when we got to Mrs. Larson's, she talked us in. She said we was crazy not to go to Gatlinburg. And so we did, but we didn't, they fixed Sunday dinner for us at Doug's that Sunday. And we didn't get
Well,
to
you
go.
weren't sorry you went to Gatlinburg, were
Oh, no.
You
I'd
enjoyed
done
that.
half of our trip gone. We didn't get to Doug's and Janita's till the following Sunday.
you? Yeah, well,
Oh.
And everybody was having a fit, you know, and Edith, she kept saying to me, I think you ought to call Jim. I just think you ought to call Jim and Carol and let them know where you're at. I said, Edith, we don't do things like that. I said, if anything goes wrong, then I call them.
right.
I said, or if anything would happen to us and they'd be notified, that would be fine. But I don't make phone calls. They don't either when they're out. Well, she said, I just think you should. I think they're going to be worried about us. So sure enough, we finally left there and we got to, we didn't go to Doug's first because we was,
Oh, when you left Gatlinburg, what did you do then? You went to Chattanooga.
yeah, we went to Chattanooga. We stayed all night. Oh, I got my book. Anyway, we didn't visit nobody else till we got
No.
to Tees. But when we seen our route, when we left there, we took 40 and it took us right to Silver Springs. So we got there at noon, we parked our car, we went in and we stayed the rest of the day till about 5 o'clock at Silver Springs. I called Teeny and George answered, he said, where in the world are you at? We're all going nuts, wondering what's happened to you. I said, well, I'm in Silver Springs, I'll see you in a little while. So we left there then, and when we got into D-Land, I was so turned around. It wasn't far from the house, but I couldn't find it. And I called and I said, George, you know what, we're in D-Land, but I said, we can't find the house. And he said, tell me where you're at. And I told him, and he told me how to get up. And I said, well, there's a restaurant right across the street, and we're going to eat, and then we'll be there. And I heard him say something to Teeny. Teeny said, you tell them girls I'm getting supper ready for them to get over here. George said, did you hear that? And I said, yeah. I said, well, we don't want to make a lot of trouble now. I said, she's probably just got supper for you and her. No, she said she knew you was going to be here. So we went over there then. And, oh my goodness, he's gross. And so when I got there,
They got a beautiful house, didn't they?
well, I see him
Yeah.
very good. But they got it fixed up now. They didn't have it fixed up in very good. But anyway, we stepped in Georgia. Keep So he changed our tire, and he said, that'll be a good spare. He said, but to drive on it, he said, I wouldn't take a chance. So he only charged me $3. He was nice. I thought he charged at least 5 or 6. And then when we got to Teeny's, why, I told George my signal light had quit working, and on the right-hand side. And I told him about the tire and about what the guy said. It was a lot different.
He balanced.
And he went to take the radiator cap off to look in the radiator, and the whole thing just fell apart. So he got me a radiator cap. And he said, now, I'm gonna put some water in here. He said, I think you need it. But he said, don't forget when you get home, have your antifreeze checked. So we stayed at Teamy's, and he got back around noon. He says, and while I'm gone, Teamy can take you and Edith shopping. Edith had to get some traveler's checks and a pair of shoes. So she took us shopping, and we both got back about the same time. So we decided, well, we'd go to SeaWorld. So it was getting late. And when we got over there, to pay $7 no longer, we'd be in there. And we didn't have time to go to, I wanted to go to Circus World. But we went on to, come on, he ain't bothering me, Carol.